This video is about the basic structure of the physical universe. The reason it's not called the basic structure of reality is because reality to most people is subjective, meaning that it's based upon, certain other things that have to do with only them and not other people. And with that being said, what's actually reality is nothing. You feel me? And yeah. Anyway, the basic structure of the physical universe. So, where the fuck does this shit come from? How the fuck did this shit come from? When did this shit come from? And like everything come from everything. That was so stupid. Now, you saw my video about the three main aspects of God. That video will help a lot because it's gonna make this just flow so much better. So, I also talked about in previous videos the causal plane, the astral plane, and the physical plane. You feel me? We need all that information right now. So, everything comes from nothing. You feel me? Absolutely nothing. And then at some points it's like, boom, but how the fuck did that happen? So, one of the aspects, right, of God is the witnessing aspect, right? That being awareness. Now, awareness and consciousness are different. Awareness, right, you feel me, is just like literally an observer. Consciousness is when awareness becomes aware of itself. So when that observer starts to observe itself, it becomes conscious and it's like, holy shit, I'm in this bitch. You feel me? Now, when awareness is not aware of itself, meaning when it's not conscious, when it's simply unconscious awareness, it is literally nothing. You can't see it. The God of Moon, right? That means hidden because you can't see awareness. That's the causal plane too. You feel me? Because it causes the astral plane. And it's literally looks like nothing because you can't perceive awareness until it starts to become conscious. Now, as it becomes conscious, right, it starts to, consolidate and do all this other shit. Kind of like inside the Big Bang, how at first there's nothing, then at some point you just get a fucking dot. That dot expands into infinity and stuff like that. So how does that happen? Awareness is starting to become aware of itself. You feel me? And when it hits a peak awareness, that's when all that shit just explodes and stuff like that. You feel me? So when people start asking, what the fuck does God look like? Look at the physical universe. That's literally like the universe and God are not separate. You're literally seeing what God looks like in all the different forms. Now, on the earth and shit, we can manipulate shit, which kind of shows you why you can physical reality anyway. Because if you want to be your own creator and shit, you want to create your own shit, you need to be in this physical shit. Because that other stuff, like the stars and shit like that shit not man-made. It's natural. But this fucking slipper was man-made. You feel me? So it's like when you want to become a creator that's separate from the creation of the universe, you start getting all this other shit. You feel me? And with that being said, right, God is still coming into being every single second because there's more and more awareness that's happening and stuff like that. As space expands, right? Because the universe is not expanding. It's space that's expanding. You feel me? First you have nothing, then you get space and the energy inside that shit. That shit starts to form the stars. Eventually you get the sun, the planets. Then you get motherfucking humans and all that other shit, right? And yeah, but at first it's just space and the energy inside of space. And space and the energy inside of it is always expanding. If you look at the edge of the universe, right, it's perceived as nothing until space expands inside that bitch because because the universe or space is literally fucking thinking. Like God is literally becoming aware and thinking because light, right, which is what you can perceive when you start looking at all this shit, is produced by thoughts and emotions, specifically intelligence and willpower, that being intelligence, the ability to know, and then also the ability to act. You feel me? Intelligence, willpower. So and emotions are a form of willpower because your emotions make you act or not act, you feel me? Which is controlling your willpower and shit like that. So if you want to know the basic structure, it's first there's nothing, right? Which is just unconscious awareness. As unconscious awareness becomes subconscious awareness and then conscious awareness, it develops a thought process and also the ability to act upon that thought process because now that awareness has become aware of itself, it knows that it is in this bitch. Because intelligence means the ability to know, and then the ability to act out what you know or something like that. You feel me? But the main part is the ability to know. So when awareness knows that it's aware, it becomes intelligent. As intelligence grows, as it becomes, as it knows more, it gets the ability to act. With the ability to know and act, it could create this whole entire fucking universe. So with that shit being said, that's the basic structure. It's just unconscious awareness that becomes subconscious awareness, and then conscious awareness, and then it fucking explodes into this fucking universe, literally. And yeah, uh, you see how simple that is? Yeah. This whole entire shit is made of fucking awareness. You can't see the true awareness, but you can see what it looks like when it becomes aware. You can see consciousness, kind of. You feel me? You could kind of see that shit with all these different forms and stuff like that, but you can never truly see what awareness actually looks like, because awareness is a hidden thing, and you know that's where the fuck light comes from. It comes from awareness becoming aware and starting to think and then acting shit like that, and then it causes this fucking electromagnetic radiation, aka light, you feel me? And then that shit starts to condense inside of this fucking physical shit, and then you see all of that shit, and you're like, holy shit, I'm inside this cool ass fucking shit where I can actually see a physical form of awareness, but I can't see the actual form of that bitch. Because I always say this shit. If you go to sleep for 8 hours, right, you don't see black for all 8 hours. If you have no dreams, right, you don't see black for all 8 hours. At some point, it's absolutely nothing, because your awareness was still there, but it was unconscious awareness. Therefore, it seemed like nothing. However, when you wake up, you are like, you know what? I got some good ass sleep, because that's because your awareness was there. You just weren't aware of your own awareness. You feel me? And yeah, that's the basic structure of this universe. This whole entire shit is like a fucking mental fucking psychological shit, but it's also spiritual shit. And it's like, if you understand spirituality, you understand psychology a little bit, and it's like you just mix the two with the and then you get this whole entire shit. You feel me?